Morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Bread for Soul Convos with myself, Sir LSG. If it's your first time watching the show, welcome. I hope that you will join us every morning from 9 a.m. Broadcasting on streaming on different pages. Bread for Soul, Bread for Soul, Sir LSG, DJ Soul Diva, Hit Refresh page, and my guys at Best Beats TV. And today we are also broadcasting, streaming from NASTEE NEV's page, who is my guest today. Branev, welcome to the show, my brother. Yeah, I think I muted you. Yeah. How's it?
Keshapo, my brother, man.
Gimunati, man.
Hey, Tara.
Yeah. I think for people who are who have been watching the show, many of you guys have never seen me without my beanie, but today I was like, ne ke lapile ke di mese man. Shapa moriri wa ka the whole thing. Anyway, let me just send a disclaimer out there to people who are watching. During the course of the interview, I'm gonna be interrupting NASTEE NEV a lot because this man can talk. And so I'm gonna it's not nothing, I'm not gonna be rude or what, but I have to just put it out there for I know because I've spent some time with you.
Sure.
I know but I like your energy. I like your energy, Brayak. Let's start
Sure.
just like your humble beginnings, ne. When I like with music, memory wa music, especially like growing up. What's your earliest memory of music?
Um, I think, playing the records isn't really there was this records coming through Nina Simone, Bob Marley, your Isaac Hayes, so your Steamers. Those are the records they used to be in the house. So I'll always play those records. So I think maybe that's where everything started, because I always, when you are limited in some things, you end up loving what you have. So I end up loving those kind of music because that's what I had in the house by that time. So yeah. So Bunina Simone, Gustimela, Bob Marley, those are the people I used to listen when I was growing up.
Yeah. And then how did you then get introduced to DJing? Who were some of the people like back in those days? Ba ne le gore wa itse re ko kasi ya gago no, or around Pretoria, they were already playing by that time.
It's funny because when I got to DJing, there was this guys now in the same street here, Oscar, it's Terry, it's Jomo. These are brothers, the Kola brothers. So the elder brother used to go to Atishville, tape the cassette to go pet for. And whenever he comes back, we'll sit down because this guy does not techniques, those techniques is the kind.
Yeah.
So we'll sit down and listen to the cassettes. And pet 4 because that's not mixed by then, not music. But we'll listen. I think those are the guys who introduced me to house music, because they get Nalabona and then they'll play the cassette and then we'll just go crazy. And I think that's how I was introduced to house music. And then times goes by, and then this guy is the Barega, the PA system, melodies, and then they start playing good party scene. So I used to go there and then get DJ the cassette, even though you are limited get the cassette because one of the favorites are now, and then now I have to play the beginners ones. So yeah, those are the guys my long they basically introduced me to house music. And then in terms of I played Lebanon with the party and so forth. And then I met another guy, Barakele Koa. And then the Koa used to play with Stockfele now. And I used to play Stockfele. It's like it's a hippie car, and then na house very late. So Kawoma 1, 2, that counter speaker, and then he played jazz, soul. And then that's when I came in. And then he he saw I love music, so he took me, and then it's like, okay, and not because of not connector sound that my high car, then because I like the CD, then that's when I started knowing more Angela Winbush, knowing Boshade, knowing. Then I got to know international R&B jazz artists, because that guy had a lot of CDs, such as R&B. So he's the guy who introduced me to the real world now in terms of jazz, your R&B, your jazz masters, your Paul Hardcastle, your Mr. Fingers. That's how I got to know them. But by then, I didn't know how to DJ, basically, in terms of beat mixing. I had nothing.
Yeah.
So I had nothing in terms of record or turntable. I was just playing a CD playing, and then just play. And then the same thing applies with cassette. Load a cassette, play, and then that's it.
But who was the first person morning like DJing and beat mixing?
By then, I haven't seen anyone. Missing a new motor. I heard about Positive K, but I didn't know him. Everybody was talking about Positive K. So nearly issue are Positive K, because my mom didn't allow me to go to parties. So my friends will go to street bashes where I couldn't go. And then when tomorrow morning when they come, they're like, hey, Positive K Naribusa. So I couldn't go because I was restricted. So what happened is after 1994, when I did my matric, and then went to Damelin. So when I went to Damelin, that's when I started, getting exposure in terms of the world, because I get school limited and I couldn't go out. So now I can go to town, can I taxi, so get experience. That's when I saw DJ Syndicate. Somebody took me to DJ Syndicate, and then it's like, yeah, Joe, what music, I should find the LP. Then I go to Syndicate, then I met Jesse D, and then I was like, yeah, this is what I've always wanted, and then I bought an LP. I had no idea what was happening. I just bought an LP. My first LP that I bought in 1994. Oh yeah, I think it was 94. It was Groove Theory. Tell me, because and I was playing so much R&B and jazz. There were so many local LPs and house, but I bought the Groove Theory vinyl, and then I came back home. I didn't. I played it. I not speak. I anything.
Yeah.
So it was a hassle. It was a struggle, and then going back to school, trying to get budget again for another LP. The second LP, Karaga in the house LP, alternate. I bought an alternate LP, which is it doesn't go with Groove Field. I can't even beat mix them because it's two different genres.
Yeah.
And. Yeah, and then Terry one time took me to Positive K. It's like, okay, what a Positive K? Because Kala used to record mixtapes every Friday. So one Friday we go to Positive K. Then that's when I saw beat mixing. First time when I saw beat mixing, I think it was maybe late 94.
Okay.
Then I saw Positive K was beat mixing, And I was like, how does he do this thing? Because now I can't do it.
Yeah.
How does this man do this beat mixing?
Sure.
And I couldn't ask him because Positive K by then he was a big guy, I mean, Boomshak and Etako Kala, the Fridays when they go to gigs, but what to pick up. But PC, they used to come to Positive K's house. So for me, he wasn't somebody that I can't even talk to him, I was scared to talk to him. I don't want to lie. It was a hassle for me to start talking to the guy, just to ask him, wait a minute, how do you do this?
Yeah.
Because I see there's a mixer there. I didn't even know it was a mixer, that thing, by then. So I was clueless in terms of beat mixing and everything.
So
that's why
I want to ask you about before toilet and about relationship how the Positive K, because that's when it started. But before we talk about it, let me play you something first, and then
Sure.
Hey LSG, this is DJ Positive K. I met NASTEE NEV at around early 90s, probably around 94 at my mom's home in Zone 4 Harankua, Pretoria. The day he came through, I was busy recording mixes and he asked if I could record a mixtape for him, only to find that he was planning to use that for further research for his own passion in the house music industry. And when I got an opportunity to offer my service at Club Gemini, he was the obvious choice to supplement my services, even at some point beyond. Uh, Me and him, we are more than brothers. We are family because he's one straight person. He will promise you something, he will deliver it as he promised, and he's always on time. Like he's one lovely guy that I've met in the industry and I've been able to work with, and we have achieved a lot. The thing is, this interview is for NASTEE NEV. I can't be explaining some of the things that are between me and him, but he's a really cool guy, and I really love that guy and his production also. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was Positive K, one of the Pretoria legends. So like Usimulutse, like he was the first DJ you saw beat mixing. But I wanna know like Kale Lespana, how has your relationship been ever since then?
Yo, look, Kala is a brother. It's not for me. He's not a. Is the relationship with Kala is beyond, And look, the first year that I shared a stage with Positive K, Nele Moharam was on 4, and there was a bash that because they used to do street bashes, and when I played Lekala, he was impressed that night when I played, and from there, all his gigs that he did, he took me with him. I'll always play opening set for him, so he played a very important role in terms of making of NASTEE NEV, because uh, he is one of the guys who made me come to there was a club called Club Gemini, and that was the best club in the country by then. And I'll always hear the mixtape. It's about Bob Mabena talking about Club Gemini and all those things. And Carla made me come and play there. And that's when first time where I met Christos, I met Vinny, I met Bob Mabena, I saw Teve, I saw Arthur. We were under one roof. All of them were under one roof. And from that night when I played with Gemini, that was the best of last year going, professional, because Christos was the first time when he had me and he was impressed, and being impressed, I was took under Wicked Sound. There was a company called Wicked Sound where it was Christos, Glenn Lewis, Bob Mabena, Boom Shaka, your Iggy Smalls, your everybody actually was under Wicked Sound. So I was took under Wicked Sound where we shared all the gigs every weekend. So yeah, from all those things, I mean, it was all about Positive K's effort,
Yeah.
for him taking me under his wing and obviously sharing music, guiding me. Growing up, look, I was the youngest from all of them, but growing up beside Positive K, it helped me a lot, mentally, physically, being a DJ self. I knew how to focus on the industry, how to attack the industry and play as a DJ.
Yeah.
And for him taking me again, meeting Vinny, Christos, it was another thing. I mean, Christos and Vinny, they were like fathers to me. I played with them so many times, and they guided me again in terms of music wise. That's why
Yeah.
even today, I pay so much respect to the guys.
And
Yeah,
just talking about, sorry to cut you, just talking about like DJs from Pretoria, like I feel like there's there's been a lot of legends that come from Pretoria, like um back then, like, and I want to get into a record and collecting records. What was it about playing in Pretoria that people collected records, like not really stuff that people would normally play, and just go the deeper side to collect massive records that are underground. You know what I mean? Like, what was it about Pretoria and the brotherhood that seemed to be formed by all of you guys?
I think Pretoria, it's what made it unique is, vinyls. Vinyls, we couldn't share vinyls. And the reason being not sharing the vinyls. Every time when we go to the shop, obviously we get different vinyls. And that thing made us realize how exclusivity is the best, So we all wanted to be exclusive because of when you go to, so when I learned is, I used to buy LPs go shop on the record. House Africa was the biggest, obviously, by then. And you'll get packages in the record shop. I think everybody knows that. You'll get plastics, packages, DJ, because they give you the music that you play depending on your standard and the kind of sound you play. So there'll always be plastics. And the biggest lesson that I learned by then is, I remember going to House Africa le Positive K. And then we got there, and then Positive K plastic high, one plastic and the plastic guy had about maybe 9 records. Positive K had about 85 records, and I checked the plastic car when I bula I la mola like check the records high.
Yeah.
And I didn't have those records, And then I go with Sofino, Bravini, when next night LPL. And then Vini told me one thing that I'll never forget, and I took it, and it helped me a lot of blind. Vini, never, you must appreciate what you get and make use of it, or you'll get nothing.
Sure.
And
at least you had a plastic.
I kept quiet. So since that day, I kept quiet. I was like, okay, sure, I'll make use of what I had,
Sure.
And sometimes, now the first thing LPs na but Kala will play this other version of an LP, and then now flip the record and play this other version. That's not, maybe that's a deeper one,
Yeah.
And maybe that's how I became deep in terms of DJing, because I'll always flip the record and play the different version on the record. And that's what made Pretoria. Now, Pretoria, it's when we got the records, everybody wanted to make use of what he had. We will not get those best records that played by Christos and Vinny and Kala, but whatever we got, we made sure we made use of it, So that's how it became, why Pretoria became we played deep house, and we became so unique because we always wanted to play this different version of other people. That's why at the gig, you'll find me, Bean, DJ Dizzy Morph, and Positive K. We'll play same record, but 4 different versions, and people will even realize, or we play same song, but with a different versions, Now, I've always loved jazz. So that's why whenever I played songs with keys, I love your Anthony Hamilton, your Jackson Hamilton, Glen Underground, those are the guys that I follow, Mr. Fingers, because they always plays keys on their songs. So now I took that route. Okay, I'm gonna go this route. I can follow jazz, and then I love jazz. I follow jazz, and sometimes it will take me 7 months to compile a session of an hour, because those LPs were rare. I'll buy the LPs for 7 months. I couldn't even play them. It took me like 8 months to play a full set of those kind of music, because why? I'll find it 1 in a month, and then I'll get maybe 2 in the next month. So it was like that, and that's why I think that's what made Pretoria unique in terms of the music,
And I think
we never paid for the mainstream songs.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna keep on. Like I said, I'm gonna keep on cutting you.
Sure.
But I think something so mentioning with regards to playing what you have. Like I think that's an important part of the vinyl culture, because like you didn't have like an excess of songs. You had these songs that you had to choose from, and you had to make best, come up with the best set from this
Yeah,
these songs that you have. And I think right now we've got obviously millions of songs available anytime. There's not really much exclusivity, but I still, like
yeah,
myself, I still feel like if I have these songs on my USB, I don't need to be buying songs all the time if I can put together a solid set with whatever I have. But Nikabatla, what's about
yeah.
another thing that you were part of, which is Motswako Underground. Um, I know like Rebule Mixi, and he explained how that all got together, but I want to know from you, what lessons did you get while being part of Motswako Underground?
Um, there was a lot to learn because Ryan was one guy who was very ambitious. He was so ambitious, Ryan, whereby look, he'll make everything happen. I remember when we did a vinyl, when we cut it our vinyl, the first vinyls. We went to Germany and we did our vinyls in Germany, and I was like, oh man, Germany is gonna be expensive. It's like never gonna do it. And every time when we do our music, uh, we struggled in terms of mastering because back then it was difficult. We had no ideas. Internet was limited in terms of the what's happening now with internet and the knowledge that we get online and everything. And I remember telling Ryan, like, Ryan, my man, how are we gonna make our music sound good? Because you know, mastering and all those things. And he was like, no, how many records do you have that sound shit, my man? and, and I was like, ish, this guy's telling the truth. Like, how many vinyls do you have, my man? That sound shit. We're gonna make it happen. Let's make this happen. And look, we made it happen. Our vinyls sounded good. They were not that bad. They sounded good. DJs when they play them, they sounded good. And yeah, Ryan was so ambitious, and the time that I spent with him in studio and everything, we learned, both of us actually, we learned a lot because I came up with some ideas, he came up with some ideas. We learned, you know, the techniques of making music. Because remember, I didn't go to school for DJing, for production. Everything is self-taught. Production, I bought books. I went to Tenki, I bought books. I had to choose which software to use. I choose Cubase. I bought books, I read. So everything was just reading, and making time and trial and errors about it. So when I met Ryan, we shared, and there was Larry. There was a guy called Larry in Pretoria. That guy was very good. I think he went to school for production. So he passed the knowledge to me. He taught me a lot in terms of the techniques, how to record vocals, how to do, because I had no clue. I had to read. So he made my journey short by giving me his lectures there and there. So he helped me a lot. He's one of the guys who helped me a lot. And Master T is the guy who did rhythmic elements. He did production before me, and as well when we met, he shared his ideas with me. We sat down in studio, we shared ideas. And yeah, those are the guys who basically helped me a lot in terms of getting to know what production is and which way to go.
Yeah.
You know,
And
yeah,
what I like about this story, Branevne, is that as much as that there have been people who helped you along the way, but you've also seen other younger guys, growing in front of you and becoming what they are right now. And one person like that I want to mention is Transmix Soul, because you guys still work a lot. You do sound for him at his parties. Um, what is it about him that you think has gotten him into the industry and really grown through the years?
look, Trans is a unique boy. He's always been unique. I started following Trans when, I think, for the first time when I heard this production. I could hear there's a difference. Trans used, I don't know. It's been a while since I heard this production, but look, he was on point in terms of production. I started following him when he started doing his production, going to the Red Bull Academy, and I've always been a fan. And he's a unique boy. He's got this signature. He's got this talent that he's always been deep. He's always done his deep tech production and he's mastered it. And I followed him from then. And us meeting again, doing the transmixal sessions at 012, it was a blessing because I've always followed the young boy and I always believed in him. That's why when he brought me on board on transmixal, I supported him wholeheartedly. He knows that I'm always 100% behind his project. He just calls and I made it happen. Anytime when he gives me a call, I make sure it happens. So that's the support and the respect that I have for Transmixo.
Sure. I love that, my brother.
Yeah.
And another thing, in 2011, by that time, 2010, 2011, you were one of the most sought after producers. Like you were doing remixes for international labels. This is like 2010. Before many people, like, it's easy now to see local artists working with international labels. And in 2011, you did a remix for me, which was on Gogo Music, Sex in the City. But by that time, you also was working with people like Afele. And I want to know, with regards to collaborations, especially like the collaborations that you've done with Donald Shafee, you've worked with Monique Bingham, Kalo, but specifically with Donald Shafee, because I know you guys, almost every song that you did was a big song, how is your relationship, like your working relationship with him? How did you even get hold of that guy?
Me and Donald, we are so unique because we've never met. We just speak on online. We speak on Facebook. We speak through emails. But my relationship with Donald, it's so tight because I think how we met. It's MySpace. Back in the day, MySpace was big because all the artists were doing their music there. And I did an instrument I used to load my instruments in MySpace. And, I don't know how he got into my page and he loved the instrument and he just commented, like, I love your work, man. This is nice. And I was like, okay. Then I followed him on MySpace. I checked him. He's an R&B singer, R&B soul singer. And I was like, okay, I love his work. And then like, okay, we should do something together. I was like, yeah, man, hit me up with an instrument. Then I came up with an instrument of Hang Up On You, send it to him. And then he wrote and he recorded the demo. He sent it back to me, And first time when he did the demo, like the presentation from him, because it was the first time working with international artists actually. So it was so professional. He was just presenting it so professional. Hi Neville, this is Donald. I did the song and the name of the song is called I'm So Hung Up On You. And then he'll talk me through the song, the verse, this is the verse. And then when he goes to the chorus, and this is the chorus, and then this is a hook, And I love the song. And I was like, okay, sharp. And then he sent me the separates, and then I did the whole Hang Up On You song. But look, the relationship with him, we are still tight even now. Even now, we're working on something. The US it's been quite hectic lately due to Floyd thing and even as the COVID-19 thing. But we definitely back in studio, and yeah, I think we are partners.
Sure.
For me and him, we just gonna go a long way. There's more to come from me and Donna.
Yeah, I love those kind of partnerships. It's kind of like when you think about Monique Bingham and Ralph Gam and what they do, the way their working relationship. I love that. And just talking about Hang Up On You, like that song, the acapella has been used in DJ sets all over the world. Like Black Coffee uses that song, DJ Shimza. But I want to ask you, like, about specifically, when I asked people about the favorite songs from you, that they love, like that was one of them. Hang Up On You, Joy was one of them. Show Me, Falling Deeper, I Need to Get Through. Peace. Hey, bruh, like there's a lot of songs like in my page, ne? In my page, I received about 350 comments of people just commenting about their favorite songs that you were on,
Wow.
and but
Yo.
specifically, I really want to talk about Joy, because it was a massive hit, and it kind of like put you in a space where you could now play for bigger festivals, like, and you're not only like in our scene, in the deep underground scene, but now the song is loved by everyone, like we are going to having Joy Dala gigs, these massive gigs, Joy da, but I want to ask you, bro, like during that time when the song was big, what was happening like in your life? Like, were you touring a lot? How was the attention of the song?
Yo, I think Joy Lesewa, it's one of the songs telling Hori. It touched so many people, lives, and I had the best moments of Joy and the sad moments of it because people, I've talked and met so many people by or they've got different memories that sad ones and happy moments, and that song made me realize how music touching batho ka teng, because Ronaldo Nagamu studio, we just do music and we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but it made me realize sometimes people appreciate our art and music is important, or don't undermine the power of music, because for me, I think it gave me that recognition and the respect that I got from people. And for me, I felt like I don't deserve this. Joy is just one of those songs, and I'm just a musician like any other producer who does music. But, people will tell you their stories and tell me again, Nasty Nev, how did you come up doing this song? How did you come up doing that song? And if only people can know, Joy, it's a remix. It was a remix. When I did the original version, it was a lounge version. I remixed that song over a night. Like after a month, did the original version. It was more like your breakbeat lounge version of it. And then some other time, ke feletse ke boroka no tswa ka bo matri, by the move pizza, and then
Yeah,
that's an go studio.
as well.
And then I worked on it, and the magic came out, and that's how Joy. It was done. But look, Joy changed my life, obviously, in terms of how people look at me. Even though there were songs, as you say, hang up on you. I did songs like Bushingelengele. There was a song that I did. Shingelengele
Yeah.
was huge. And when I did those songs, for me, when I started, it wasn't about sales. It wasn't about making money. As Leso, I told you, DJing is all about exclusivity. For me, it was like I'm gonna make music and I'm gonna play exclusivity, because I chase exclusivity more than anything as a DJ. I always made sure I played songs that people don't know, and that's what made everything came upon, like being a producer. For me, being a producer, I wasn't expecting the love and the respect and the recognition that I got. I was doing music because I wanted to play exclusivity, and unfortunately, it blew out of what I've expected, and people love the production. That's why a lot of people, they knew Nasty Nev, the name, but they didn't know the face, because I loved the way I was. For me, I did music, and my music was spreading. Even I didn't know, but my music was spreading, and people, they knew Nasty Nev, but they didn't know the face. So when I signed the deal with Sony, that's how people knew the face, because Sony was like, no, people, they need to know Nasty Nev because you are in demand. But when I did that first album, Ryan, it was all about the headphones. I put the headphones on the album cover because I didn't want to be there, because fame, it wasn't about, I didn't do music because I wanted to be famous or anything. I just did music for the love of it. That's why all my music, as it is, your joys, your take me, it's all about love, and the hard work that I put in my work.
Sure. And
Sure.
bro, like now I'm so grateful to you, as an artist, just because of the work that you've done. And one of the other things that I loved seeing was in 2015, yourself, Bravini, and Chima Music won Metro FM Awards. I was like, yeah, deep house almost like, did you after winning such an award, did you realize, the importance that you guys, the important role that you guys played, and what I mean by that is that our scene, bruh, like, it's not really, we never seen as people who are out there in the media, people who can actually win awards against, more mainstream artists. What was your feeling after winning the award, and what did it actually mean to you?
The feeling is so it's undescribable. You cannot explain it because firstly, the category that I was in. Remember, I was in the category with your mainstream guys. Fisherman, Black Motion, to name a few, and it was a tough one. Nah, I wasn't expecting anything with the kind of music that we're doing, obviously. So for me, it was a total shock. It was completely total shock. I never expected it, and that again, it was an eye opener that our music is really appreciated. If our kind of music can win such an award, that means there's more to come. And our music is, for me, it was like, okay, now at least our music is appreciated and people are getting to understand what we're doing. Because obviously we've been sidelined by the kind of music we do. We struggle for us to get where we are. And again, getting such awards, got the kind of music that we did, it was a blessing in disguise. On a serious note, it was a blessing that we never expected. For me, I realized that God is great, and where I'm coming from with the kind of work that I'm doing. Look, I was inspired and felt blessed. Like
Mm.
God is really great. You
Yeah.
know, and I was thankful to the people again of South Africa for voting for the album because
Mm.
people were voting.
Yeah.
So if people could vote for such a music against those mainstream guys,
Mm.
it
Mm.
showed that people appreciated our sound, and that gives us hope. That's why when we come back to studio, we work so hard knowing that there's people who appreciate our work,
Mm. Mm.
and we've grown as a genre as well.
Definitely, like,
Yeah,
and that point is so important because I don't know if people really get it, that to be winning a Metro FM award where who already vote, and you
yeah,
winning against people like Black Motion, who are
yeah,
like kind of underground but are on the mainstream in terms of sound. They sound like an Afro underground group, but they are
sure,
mainstream artists,
sure.
and people like Chinaman, they've got a whole, KZN, supporting them.
KZN, true,
But
true.
you coming through and being voted, bruh, like, I was like, yes, yes. Actually, I should actually be asking Bravini for a copy award, because I was part of the compilation that won his deep house
Yeah,
sounds.
no, you should.
Yeah, I should get just a replica or something. But
that yeah, that group you should have it,
yeah,
because you are
yeah,
part of it.
I was part of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
sure.
out of all of the albums, Tori Dirilene, I wanna ask you, which album really, for you, which were you most proud of in terms of how it was received, and just the work in general.
Uh, when I did my first album was Private Lessons, né? It was inspired by what Len Underground, Bo Larry Happy, because it was more on keys, less vocalists, and it was all about jazz by then. My songs were consisting of keys, That's why some will say in next piano and all those things, because
Yeah.
I did that music because I was struggling to get vocalists, so plan B was what can I do? So I had to execute kakari keys, just to express the feelings and how we feel about music. So when I did one Gift of Dance, that's the album that had Who Hung Up on You. I think that was the turnaround of Nasty Nev, you know. That was the birth of 0808. And for me, it was a growth from the keys going to the vocals, you know, because I started with the keys, and obviously you need to grow as a producer. And for me, I think all the 0808, it was showing the maturity of Nasty Nev, because I, I I can say I did it all. I did commercial when I did Yo Shingelengele, and I did so many songs that rocked the streets. People even didn't know that those were my songs, because I was two faces. You know, I used to do deep and I used to do commercial, but some didn't know that commercial was my songs. You know, and going to 0808, it was just the maturity of saying, look, I'm done with the kids. Not necessarily I'm going to do kids, but now I'm going to this level where I'm going to do vocals, you know. I'm bringing more artists into my production. There's more growth into my music. So yeah, the 0808 era is the best era for me in terms of my production.
And
Yeah.
I know what like just now after our interview, Nale, a recording session, you've been working hard in studio. What are you currently working on, and what's the plan with regards to your music?
You know, listen, I've never, it's been 4 years since I released an album, but I've never stopped working. I'm one person, as I said before, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm doing this for the love of it. You know, I love music. I love music. So I'm not desperate to get out there so that people can say Nasty Neve is there. No, 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 no. I'm just doing this for the love of it. I've got a lot of music, but it's one of those that I feel like, if I feel like my music is not ready, I will never release. Not because of the pressure of the people or the pressure of the media, because media can make you and break you, you know. So I don't want to chase after my music or chase after media, because media say Nasty Never Asaleting, where is Nasty Never? No, no, no. I've always been there. It's just that I'm trying to perfect my art, because music, I know you as a producer, you'll agree with me. There's nothing that a song and then you hear it out there played and you hate it. Hearing the mistakes, like, yo, nah, this song I should have done this. I don't want to do that. You know, I always take my time. For me, I can even take 7 months to complete one song. My friends and my musicians, they'll tell you, we can even make 11 versions of one song, until if I don't get it right, we don't release it.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of passion and dedication that I have into my work. So that's why Honano, the reason I've been waiting, it's because I'm waiting for the right time, and I've been trying to perfect my art more. You know, you might say my production is perfect. We always want perfection in our work, and I've got so many people who inspire me, that I look up to. When I listen to their production, I always feel like, you know, I've got a lot to do in terms of
Who are some
my
of those
production.
people?
So
Who are some of those people
yeah,
that inspire you, like especially producers?
yeah.
Who are some of those producers who inspire you?
You know, production, it's amazing, Lesema, because it's an art. I listen to so many genres of music. Ne? Ke na le album tsa hao tse tsohle. I've got Chima Music, all of his albums. I bought them, not because ke di kopetse or yang, I bought them because I'm a musician. I always buy music to listen to what other producers do. You always learn from any other producer. It doesn't matter small or big, but you learn, you know, from any other producer, because there's something that you're gonna pick up into their album that they do that you don't do, you know. So I look up to so many people, you know, so many people. But look, people like Gregory Porter, people like Louis Vega, David Morales, Ralph Gam, the list is endless. I can
Sure.
name a lot of producers that I look up to.
Yeah,
you know.
didn't see,
And
but
come to my studio, come to my library of music, you'll see.
sure,
Because I'm not lying. I've got so many CDs. I buy them. Why? Because of I know that I'm gonna learn something out of each and every of you guys.
yeah,
You know.
sure.
But there's so many guys who inspire me and that I look up to. You
Yeah,
know.
no, I think
Yeah.
firstly, like it's important that you had to mention me, otherwise never if it's interviewed it Lare go fela. But anyway, what brand like it's not that always things have been rosy and things have always been nice for you. But I wanna ask you, like, I mean, I remember there was one time I think your studio hard drive crashed and you lost all of your work, and you always working so hard. But I want to know what was the most difficult thing that you had to get through, especially with regards to music.
Um, Look, you know, it's so difficult. Okay, getting into the mainstream, obviously, it's a challenge for everyone, you know. And I got so many critics, you know. I got so many critics, and those critics, it's just I learned how to tackle those critics. I took them as a pillar. I used them as my strong point, you know. And uh, look, those critics, they make me strong. That's why today, as I'm saying, I don't release music because of what the media is saying or what people are saying. No, NASTEE NEV has been quiet for so long. What's happening with Diamond? Joe, I'm working. But I think that the most difficult thing that I went through is when my hard drive crashed. You see, when that hard drive crashed, yo, my man, because I lost 20, 27, 20, 2018, 2019 projects. I lost all of them. So many songs, so many songs. No one could understand. Only my son did, and my son was there for me. I think I just went through this thing with my son. We started everything afresh, and he was always supportive to me. So he was my pillar because he was like, no, we're gonna do this. We had to revamp the whole computer, upgrade the whole computer, the PC, bought the new hard drives. We spent like the whole month, me and my son, we were not sleeping. We were on the computer. We were just rebuilding the computer, installing new hardwares. I even upgraded my Cubase to Cubase 10. I bought a new software, new plugins. So we did the whole talent era, for the like past 2 months. My son is not, okay, he loves music, he's into production, but even now he understands what's happening in Cubase, what's the VSTs, what's happening, because we were so close. I think the hard drive brought us so close together, and I think he helped me through all this other thing. But that was a difficult moment. At some point, I was just broken. I was broken, and I felt like, no, I'm not gonna go back here. Let me just take some time and he was insisting, no, let's get this together, And we put the PC together, and yeah, I'm up and running, and now the studio's up and running, and we back into studio again. So there's brilliant songs that came out of it now. We've got brilliant songs that we've done.
For sure. And
Sure.
one thing that I can say is that you need to have backup on backup on backup. You know what I mean? Like 3 backups.
Yeah.
So,
And the funny part is I've got backup hard drives, but I was so comfortable. I wasn't backuping. I never realized that I wasn't backuping. All those projects, 2017, 18, I never backup them. But all the other projects, I've got a hard drives that always backuping. Those ones, I don't know what slipped into my mind, but it happened, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't wish for any producer to go through what I've gone through.
Yes, I can imagine that.
Yeah. Sure.
Ke batla bua le ka sound, like I know that has become your income, renting out your sound system for places like Transmix Soul on a monthly basis and other venues as well.
Yeah.
And the lockdown has affected a lot of people in different ways, but I just want to know, like, I'm sure this is not a permanent situation, like the lockdown thing is ending. It will end eventually. But with regards to sound system, why is it so important for you? Because I remember you once said to me that if you're a DJ and you're doing your birthday party as a DJ, you can't be giving people CDJ 350s, because you know that you are you yourself as a DJ, you know what you are comfortable with. Why are you giving people 350s? But I just want to say, like, ask you in terms of sound, like, why is it so important for you, the sound? Because guys are your sound, and sound has a grand day. You don't like playing it at those venues.
I love sound. I love sound. I think I love sound. For the past 22 years, I've loved sound. Sound. I think I became one with sound. It's part of me. Everybody knows it. I love sound. Everywhere where I go, I play. People, even the sound engineer will ask me, "Shapola sound." They know how much I love sound. And when the sound is bad, it's bad. But when I don't compromise, I don't criticize a lot, because I don't want the engineer to feel bad.
Yeah.
As long as my CDJs and the monitors are good, then it's fine. Because I remember, when my contract, ke dlala ka CDJ 900 Nexus, 2000 Nexus fair, like 350. And I had difficulties because the promoters will tell me, no, they'll always compare us. And I'm like, I'm not Mukete, it's me. And it was difficult because people thought you understand? Because the minute only artist to demand something, so much was a Spanish scene. In Nakahawi, when we don't because somebody is used. Everybody comfortable to Spanish. But now when I do sound, anybody will tell you. Anybody will tell you. I don't compromise. I respect DJ so much. I don't think Get like 350. Where now you can play 350. Will play 350. No. I will never do that. Never. Because professional, there has to be standards. You understand? There's standards. Obviously, Ralph Gam is not on the same league with Ntoana Tumilemodala last month or last year. Ralph Gam is a professional. When he wants 2,000, he knows why he wants 2,000. Because people think, 2,000 and 350 are the same. They are not the same. 350 to 2,800, they are not the same.
Yeah, but it's like USB most.
Yeah, that's what they tell you, but they're not the same.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
Because we've got our own reasons why we demand such CDJs, and we should. When as a promoter, I'm trying to make sure I get what I want.
Yeah.
Because you want me to perform, come the best at the end of the day. Because some things that demoralize. It kills your spirit eventually. It's like any other DJ will tell you, that's not go sound very bad. You just get demoralized.
Yeah.
Not enjoying it. You just play a set because you want to go.
Yeah.
And it's unfair to your fans and to the promoter as well, because people are respected that why there's a tech rider. If our promoters can start respecting that, they'll get the best out of our DJs.
Sure.
Because we see situations where DJs comes, they play because they just want to go. We share, we talk as DJs. I just want to play and get out of this place.
Yeah.
I want to know why, because sound is not, it's bad.
Yeah.
The CDJs is not what you expected, because we have to play because we're party. And if you don't to contract, if you leave with that, you disappoint your fans.
Yeah.
A promoter, when I speak, when I snacks, when you do this, not understanding what's the importance. So I've been doing sound for so long, and which is inspired people like Butokze. Nalo Positive K, when we did parties, Cabo 1998, they say, Nerubuga sound over Tokze. Nerubuga sound over Tokze. Because never sound, but we knew it wasn't worth it. So we didn't take chances. We respect our people. Toxin not class we thought around what sound.
Sure.
So because we knew what we getting from Toxin. You understand?
Sure.
We knew Toxin knew for a good sound. When we DJ any records are we're gonna get good sound. People are gonna enjoy. We were not limited in terms of music because remember deep house, the soulful house music, you have good quality sound. Now, if the sound is bad, or it's only soulful DJ or deep house, what about and the sound really bad? It limits you to play certain music. You end up playing what you don't want to play because it will never sound good to other people's ears.
Sure.
So that's why now I love sound because I don't want to disappoint. I hate disappointing people. So sound it's part of me.
Sure.
Part of because I love sound so more than anything. I don't want to lie. It's part of me. And I've been doing this business for 20 years now. Yes, sound.
Yeah, and I know your sound blind, but there's something you sang and you sound. Tell me, I want you to share the story because Nerubua last year. Unodarali Louis Vega go Rangu. You're playing with Louis. I think where was it?
Taliban.
Taliban, yeah. Unodarali Louis go Taliban. And Louis Tech Rider he wants the rotary mixer and a rotary mixer it's different from a 4-channel mixer. And you were playing one of the opening acts. Tell us what happened. Share the story briefly.
Okay. But you're looking at the rotary mixer now. So the rotary mixer, the volume, it's rotary again.
Yeah.
So obviously, through my mind, because of the equalizer, mixer, we always put everything on the center. So when I played the volumes and rotary, I always put them on the center.
And that's the gain, the gain thing. So instead of the fader, get rotary,
get rotary. So it's a rotary the gain.
Yeah.
So Nike mixer, I always put it on the center, and then the other one get key, which is pila head tend to me.
Yeah.
So when I was playing, I played for like more 20 minutes, and then the sound was low. And the engineer couldn't understand why the sound is too low. Then like demand is rapping and why and then he came on a DJ box and it's like, okay, I check out man, what's happening, why the sound is so what's happening? I check out rotary on the sound. And he was like, no, man, you must put the volume all out. And I was like, no, this is rotary. And I was like, it slipped my mind. I'm gonna delay the rotary because now I'm trying to be on the center. So I played like 30 minutes. The sound was low, and then people couldn't. The sound wasn't pumping because now that's why I respect the sound. I don't want to damage anybody's sound, So I always put everything on the center, and it happened or give a volume high. Yeah, compromise on my set for the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was, I'm correct. I love. I need to see you. But I look.
But like, would you get to a point where you make a rotary thing, a rotary mixer like your main mixer for when?
Look, I wanna. So incoming to DJing and accessories, I don't compromise. Brother. I've got a CDJ 2000 Nexus 2 that I use. Those are mine. I use. I've got a DJ 900 Nexus that I use. I've got a Pioneer 1000 RMX 1000. So if there's a mixer that I have to go after, it's that one. Definitely, I'm gonna buy that one.
For sure.
I'm gonna buy because it's all about the quality. That's what I'm saying. These things are not the same. That mixer it brings the best out of the sound. I mean, the CDJ 2000. When you play with the CDJ 2000, you can hear the sound changes. You can plug your 350 and play and plug 2000. You'll hear there's a huge difference. And for me, the reason I don't play with the 350 is because I can't see.
Sure.
I know my songs very tightly. So 350 limits me. I can't see. ke bona fela Louis Vega, then it writes maybe first 3 letters of the title.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I get music more track source, I buy the full EPs. So I get an EP o tle ka mo folding. Then ke batla instrumental ke stress. Tshwantse ke batle ke scan. It's a span for me, you know. So that's why I prefer bigger ones, you know. But again, the quality it's best. The quality is best.
Just in closing, Pranev, I've seen you in the recent years or Dimaniano is a health freak, you know, regularly bicycle di turang. The bicycle di turang. How did you get into cycling?
You know, routine I sleep, I wake up, go to studio, maybe get another 9 in the morning, go studio, go to a 5 or 6 studio. I sleep 2 hours, 3 hours. That was my routine. Basically, I spend like 97% of my life I spend in the studio. So there was nothing in between. So I studio, weekend they get gigging, and then sometimes it's like gigging studio. You know, that's the obsession that I had and the dedication that I had in studio. So I started having the back pains, you know, because and then I went to the doctor, and then the doctor said, no, wait, Angus Spani. Then I explained, no, so you know what? It's dangerous for you because you know, you need to get something. Maybe you have virgin active for an hour or 2 in between, which he made this thing, so that and everything, or flex and all those things, you know. And I felt like going to virgin active, I can't make it because if you know, chance get drive now, or you know, if you don't say like going to virgin active, I will say okay, fine. Rega bicycle, ride for an hour and then go back to your studio. And I was like, okay, sure, let me buy a bike. Then I get like a mountain bike, you know. Bought mountain bike and my friends want road bike. So my friends were a mountain bike, I share and I'm road bike. So I bought my first road bike, it was Solomon, and then I got into cycling. And then cycling, then races now it's an addiction. Every day, I cycle 3 hours. I do 100 Ks. I do my target, it's 350 Ks a week. So I do 350 Ks a week cycling. Ke tloha mo ke a Marikana, ke a boa, ke tloha mo ke a bo Montana, ke a boa. So it's in my blood. So it's something that I'm enjoying and I'm loving. Why? Because at least it made a difference, you know. So now I know how to get to 5 ke basketball, ke boa ka 8, 9, ke tlhapa, then ke studio, you know. So it's a routine. And then the Sundays, there's races. I'll go to races. I go, you know, I'll go to Germiston. So I'm just having fun, you know. So at least I've got something to do on the side again, besides music, because I had nothing in between. It was just my life and music. So I'm enjoying cycling now.
For sure. I love that. I love that. One of these few days, you know. And I used to be active. I used to be an active person.
Yeah, but you must do that, because for health reasons, yes, you need to choose one, you know. And let not realize when it's important. Health-wise, you need to choose one, because some of us we act when it's late, you know. People will flock into virgin activities because it's late, because only the only crucial moment. So everybody wants to go to gym. So why don't you do it when the time is there, you know?
True.
Not wait for the last moment. So Linda was lucky because imagining it's like a say doctor, you know. But and I used to have serious back pain. So now bed, they are gone. So Kesha, yeah, playing.
And Pranev, tell me about if you could give a message to a young person, especially with regards to discipline, because now, like my encounters low, and I'm like, I've always known for this guy is super disciplined. you are always on time. You know, like positive case said, if you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do something, and you do it well. If you could give a message to younger people who are in the game or who want to get into the game, and tell them about discipline, what would you say?
Discipline. So discipline, it's something. Is the key. It's a success basically. So I'll say to them, look, if it starts with the vision, what you wanna do, it starts there. If you wanna be good as LSG, if you wanna be good as NASTEE NEV, if you wanna be good as Black Coffee, all those things they can be achieved only by discipline. You can work hard, but if you're not disciplined, you'll never achieve them. Because working hard and being disciplined, they go hand in hand. So some people, they can work hard, but if they're not disciplined, they'll never achieve their dreams, because the discipline, it's a very important part. Again, where it just goes in hand with your dream and your ambition. So you need to be disciplined. Start disciplining yourself first, and then you start pushing your way. And dedication and patience, because what I've realized with the upcoming that I've always encountered with, because everybody will come to me and say, Branem, ke kopa unthuse, go thuse kae, ke batla ba famous, No one wants to reach their goals. Everybody wants to be famous. Why you want to be famous? Because that means you just want to be famous. So obviously, that kind of a person, it shows that there's no discipline, there's no vision. These people just want to be this person, and once no one famous, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if you once you become famous? So, to all these the youngsters out there, look, it starts with the discipline. Work on your discipline, and then you start focusing, and work hard, and patience. The best thing is patience. I mean, some people lack patience. They don't know how many years it took us to get where we are. Everybody can tell a story. We can write books about how it took us to get here. It didn't take us over a night to get here. We worked hard for it, and years. It takes years. It doesn't happen over months or anything.
And
But
it
we've
also
been
doesn't
patient.
stop. It doesn't stop. Like just because you've worked hard along the years, it doesn't mean khona no stop. Just because I'm LSG or I'm NASTEE NEV.
Yes.
You the work continues. The discipline continues.
Exactly.
How repeat?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. I mean, but some of them will tell you, some of them because you will never see me. I lock myself come studio. My studio is my best friend. When my friends come, they always know where to get me. They find me come studio. So we still pushing, because as I'm saying, it's never enough. When people will think, NASTEE NEV production is on point. It's never on point. I'm working so hard to perfect it, because I know it's not perfect. I appreciate what people do for me and the love that I'm getting, but it's never enough. We always working hard. All of us, we always working hard. That's the reason why we wake up and go to studio.
Sure.
Because we always want to perfect our art. So it's all about dedication. Imagine, I had to make sacrifices in my life. There's so many things that I didn't do, that I don't do. Why? Because I'm focused on this thing. It's all about discipline. It starts there again. It's all about discipline. I can go out and run around, drive my car, go anywhere, but no, I choose my studio.
Sure.
So it's all about discipline. You have to choose, because discipline is tricky, because there's so many things that can be distracting on your way, and you have to choose them. You need to choose between them. So always there's gonna be distraction, and that's where discipline comes. Test how.
Yeah.
Then we are studying more Chisanya.
Yeah.
And then Hoya Studio, yes, your friends will say, the man was born. Because now I remember when I started my studio, my friends at some point, they were saying, the man was born. The man was born. The man with a production as a school or some music. No one believed. Not even my friends. No one believed. But it happened. because I believed in myself and I had this vision, and I disciplined myself because I had to choose. So I had to make those choices, and I chose this route. So that's why I'm putting all the effort, because at the end of the day, this is the route I choose. So it's all about sacrifices and discipline. Discipline is very, very important. Don't dream about something that you are not disciplined. You start with the discipline. So they must just be disciplined and be patient and work hard again. And all is gonna fall into place. You'll never see it. It will happen on its own. When you'll never see it. Because when I just think I'm getting demos, hit. How do you know it's a hit?
Yeah.
As a producer, no producer will tell you it's a hit.
Yeah.
So it shows you the mistakes, but that's why we are here. We're helping them, like, no, Antoine, that's not how you do it, Make music. Don't go to studio and say you're gonna make a hit. Make music. Let it come from your heart. Don't do a song because you want to prove a NASTEE NEV point. You'll never prove a point to me, because now I don't care. I do what I say. You understand? So it's all about that. They must just focus and have that discipline.
And I think one of the good points that you mentioned, I just want to reiterate that while Retswala interview, and like you said, there will always be distractions, and you always faced with choices. Either you're gonna decide to do this, or you're gonna decide to do this. Distractions will always. It doesn't mean that when you are disciplined, you don't get distracted. The distractions will always come. But it's really, really up to us. What do you do with that in that moment? And I think that's important. I think it's also an important part. And I want to say to you, Braga, ke a leboga firstly for your time, but mostly I really want to thank you for contribution into our scene, because your dedication, as much as you're making the music that you love, but it's a contribution that you putting into this scene that some of us became part of, and there are many others who are coming up who are gonna be part of the scene. I just want to say thank you for that, and really all the best for Spani Sahajo in the future.
Appreciate it. Sure, I'm honored. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Brayak. And to everybody who's watching, if you're watching on your mobile phone or on your laptop, thank you so much for tuning in. Please tag somebody who might learn from the video, and share the video, most importantly, so that more people can see it. Tomorrow, it's the 50th episode of this show. Now 50. I'm so proud of myself and my team. And on tomorrow's show, I've got Mama Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Imagine, me.
Wow.
Yeah, on the show. So let's talk about longevity. Let's talk more about discipline, respect, and how to stay long and stay in the game. That's it. Stay creative, guys. Peace out.